Stop what you're doing for just a moment. If you receive Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or VA benefits, there's a lot of talk right now about $2,400 direct deposits being approved and payments arriving. And I want to make sure you understand exactly what that means, and just as important, what it does not mean. Because when headlines like this start circulating, two things happen almost immediately. Hope rises, and confusion spreads. Some retirees begin checking their bank accounts every few hours, others worry they've missed something important, and some start wondering if they need to apply for something new before it's too late. Let's slow this down. In this video, I'm going to walk you through what the $2,400 figure actually refers to, who may be seeing deposits right now, what is confirmed versus what is rumor, and later, the one detail many seniors overlook that can affect whether money shows up on time. My goal here is simple: clarity and protection. I've spent years following Social Security policy updates, payment schedules, and federal benefit adjustments, and I've seen how quickly misinformation can spread, especially when money is involved. So let's start with the main claim. You may have heard that $2,400 direct deposits have been approved and are now arriving for Social Security and SSI recipients. That's the big headline. But here's what you need to understand. There is no new, universal $2,400 stimulus check being sent to every retiree. Let me say that again clearly. This is not a brand new across-the-board stimulus payment approved overnight for all beneficiaries. So where is that number coming from? In many cases, the $2,400 figure reflects one of three things. First, some recipients receive monthly combined benefits. For example, Social Security retirement plus a spousal benefit, or Social Security plus a VA disability payment. That total around that amount. Second, certain beneficiaries receiving retroactive adjustments or back pay may see lump sum deposits that approach or exceed $2,400 depending on their individual record. Third, cost of living adjustments and annual benefit increases can cause monthly totals to cross into that range for some households. The Social Security Administration publishes payment schedules and benefit adjustments publicly each year, and when adjustments happen, whether due to COLA increases, earnings record corrections, or delayed claims, deposits can appear larger than usual. This is where many retirees get confused. They see a number circulating online and assume it applies to everyone, but benefits are calculated individually. Your payment depends on your work history, earnings record, age at claiming, benefit type, and whether any deductions apply, like Medicare Part B premiums. So if someone you know received $2,400, that does not automatically mean you will receive the same amount. Now let's talk about why some deposits are arriving now. Social Security retirement benefits are typically paid on Wednesdays based on your birth date. If your birthday falls between the 1st and 10th of the month, you're usually paid on the 2nd Wednesday, between the 11th and 20th, the 3rd Wednesday, between the 21st and 31st, the 4th Wednesday. SSI payments are generally issued on the 1st of the month unless that date falls on a weekend or federal holiday. VA disability compensation follows its own monthly cycle, often arriving at the beginning of the month for the previous month's entitlement. These schedules are not random. They are published in advance by official agencies like the Social Security Administration and the Department of Veterans Affairs. So when you hear payments are arriving now, it often means the regular scheduled deposit date has arrived, not that a surprise program was just approved. That distinction matters because reacting to rumors can lead people to make unnecessary phone calls, submit duplicate applications, or worse, respond to scams. And unfortunately, when headlines about large deposits start spreading, scammers become active. They may send emails or text messages claiming you need to verify eligibility for the $2,400 payment. The Social Security Administration does not randomly text you asking for personal information to release a payment. If you ever receive a message asking for your Social Security number, banking information, or a processing fee, that is a red flag. Pause, breathe, do not respond. Most people don't realize this until it's too late. Now, let's return to what is confirmed. There are legitimate scenarios where a deposit larger than your normal monthly amount may appear. For example, if your benefit was recalculated due to updated earnings information, if you were owed retroactive payments after a delayed approval, if Medicare premium adjustments changed, if you recently switched from paper checks to direct deposit, in those cases, your deposit could temporarily increase, but that increase would be tied to your personal record, not a universal blanket approval. Let's recap briefly. There is discussion about $2,400 deposits. There are real deposits happening right now, but most are tied to regular payment schedules or individual adjustments. There is no confirmed announcement of a brand new universal $2,400 stimulus for all Social Security and SSI recipients. Clarity removes panic. Now here's where things get more specific and more important. Some retirees may indeed qualify for higher payments this month due to timing adjustments, but eligibility depends on very specific factors. And in a few minutes, I'm going to explain the key qualification detail that determines whether a larger than normal deposit could show up in your account and what action, if any, you should take. Because here's something else that causes confusion. When benefit adjustments are processed, not everyone sees them at the same time. Processing timelines can vary. Back pay calculations can take weeks or months depending on the case, and if you recently filed an appeal or correction request, your timeline may differ from someone else's. This is why comparing your deposit to a neighbor's rarely gives you accurate information. Your record is unique. Now, before we move forward, let me address a concern many seniors quietly carry. What if I was supposed to receive something and it didn't show up? That question creates anxiety. But missing deposits are rare when accounts and information are up to date. The Social Security Administration's payment system is automated and date-based. If something is delayed, there is usually a specific administrative reason, not a silent cancellation. Still, there is one particular eligibility factor that determines whether a larger deposit could apply to you. And this is the point where many people misunderstand the situation. I'm going to walk you through that next, including how to check your own status safely and correctly without falling into rumor or panic. Because understanding that factor could mean the difference between waiting calmly and worrying unnecessarily. And that's exactly where we need to pause for a moment. Because that eligibility factor is what determines whether a larger deposit could actually apply to you. The key question is this: was there a change, correction, or delayed approval connected to your individual benefit record? That's what separates normal monthly payments from adjusted or retroactive deposits. Let's break this down carefully. There are generally 4 situations where a deposit around $2,400 or even higher could legitimately appear. First, retroactive Social Security approval. If you recently applied for retirement benefits, SSDI, or survivor benefits, and your claim was approved after several months of review, you may receive back pay covering prior eligible months. For example, if your monthly benefit is $1,200 and you were owed 2 months, your deposit could total $2,400. That's not a bonus. That's delayed payment being caught up. Second, earnings record correction. Sometimes beneficiaries discover that past earnings were not fully credited. If those wages are added after review, the monthly benefit can be recalculated, and retroactive adjustments may follow. The Social Security Administration allows you to review your earnings record through your official online account. If something was missing and later corrected, the system recalculates what you should have received. Third, SSI back payments. SSI works differently from retirement benefits. If someone is approved after financial review, the Social Security Administration may issue back pay in installments. These payments can vary depending on income limits and federal benefit rates, but they can appear as larger deposits when processed. Fourth, combined benefit households. Some married couples receive 2 payments, each individual benefit deposited separately but landing around the same time. When viewed together in the bank account, it can look like a single larger deposit. Now here's where clarity becomes empowerment. If you have not recently filed a new claim, submitted an appeal, updated earnings, corrected personal records, switched banking information, had Medicare premium adjustments. Then it is unlikely that a sudden large lump sum would appear without prior notice. The system does not randomly increase payments without documentation. This is where many retirees get confused. They hear about approval and assume something new passed overnight, but real federal benefit changes move through formal channels. Congress passes legislation, agencies issue official guidance, payment schedules are updated, and public notices are released. That process does not happen quietly in the background. Now let's talk about what you should do, calmly and methodically. Step 1. Check your official Social Security account. Only use the official SSA website, not links sent by email, not messages from unknown sources. Your online account shows your current benefit amount, payment history, any pending adjustments, notices mailed to you. If there was an increase or correction, it will be reflected there before or at the same time it reaches your bank. Step 2. Review mailed notices. The Social Security Administration sends written explanations when benefits change. These letters explain why the amount changed, the effective date, whether it's retroactive, any Medicare deductions. Do not discard these letters. They provide clarity that rumors cannot. Step 3. Wait one full business day past your scheduled payment date before assuming something is wrong. Banks process deposits differently. Sometimes funds show as pending before they are officially posted. This prevents unnecessary stress. Step 4. Never pay a fee to release a benefit. There is no processing fee for Social Security or SSI deposits. If someone asks for money to unlock your $2,400 payment, that is not legitimate. Now let's close the open loop we created earlier. The one qualification detail that determines whether a larger deposit could apply to you is this: has your personal benefit record been officially adjusted? Not someone else's. Not a general rumor. Yours. That's it. If your record has not changed, your payment should follow its normal schedule and normal amount, adjusted only by standard annual COLA increases. If your record has changed, documentation will exist, either in your online account or through mailed notice. This brings us to another concern: taxes. Some retirees worry that a larger deposit automatically means a surprise tax bill. Here's the calm explanation. Social Security benefits may be partially taxable depending on your total income level, including pensions, IRA withdrawals, or other earnings. But receiving retroactive benefits does not create a new tax category. It simply reflects income owed for prior months. If you receive back pay, the IRS allows you to allocate portions of it to prior tax years when calculating tax impact. A tax professional can guide you if needed, but for most retirees living primarily on Social Security, the tax impact remains limited or unchanged. Again, clarity removes fear. Let's recap the full picture. There is discussion about $2,400 direct deposits. Some individuals may indeed see deposits in that range, but those payments are tied to regular scheduled benefits, combined household benefits, retroactive approvals, earnings corrections, administrative adjustments. There is no confirmed universal surprise stimulus deposit issued to all Social Security and SSI recipients at this time, and that distinction protects you, because acting on rumors can create unnecessary anxiety, or worse, vulnerability to fraud. Financial stability in retirement is not built on reacting to headlines. It's built on understanding your own record. If you depend on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or VA benefits, your best protection is steady awareness. Review your account. Keep your contact information updated. Monitor official announcements. And avoid emotional decisions triggered by dramatic claims. Hope is not a strategy. Staying informed is. And staying calm is even more important. If a legitimate change occurs to federal benefits, it will be announced clearly and processed officially. Until then, your strongest position is knowledge, patience, and verification. Stay informed, but stay grounded.